only circles and a cross line. Then we're gonna draw maybe teen girl face right there. So anybody can see it. I usually draw inside face, so eyebrows, eyes. I think as you know, comic characters or anime characters, they're usually teenagers, right? Because I think that's the main character's ages. So I'm drawing 16 years old girl's face. And if you want to draw more manga, you know, like anime style, make sure you want to draw kind of nice big eyes, right? Like this. When you draw a girl's face, nice long eyelid and long eyelashes, that's really important. Okay? And inside of eyes, you want to draw a nice shiny, you know, like a white circle, black circle in the middle, something like this. Since she has such a big eyes, you don't want to give her a big nose because her face is going to look crazy. So that's like some comic characters, they have a small nose or maybe no nose. I'm just going to give her this kind of nose. And maybe nice, kind of big smile. So these are inside face. Then I'm going to give her face line. Something like this. So this is going to be her face. I kind of made a really mistake because I need space for her hair. So maybe her head is going to be a little bit chopped, but really short hair. No hat. So, see, that's going to happen. But it's all right. So I'm giving you a nice kind of ponytail. If you want to draw really a fun, active, that kind of girl, I think you know it, usually popular hairstyle. I mean, she has, you know, a nice ponytail or like dango hair. I don't know, you know dango, it's got the, you know, buns hair on the top. And if you watch Japanese anime, or if you read, you know, manga, you know the anime hairstyle. So these really face. So I know I teach, you know, kids or teens to draw like this. But when they start drawing a body, since they're focusing on body so much, their body is getting really tiny and tinier. So when you draw, you know, body, make sure her shoulder is going to be wider, or, you know, wider than her face, okay? Thank you. And maybe you see it's like crossing her arm.
You can really just kind of sketch it in and then do more solid detail later.
Yeah, usually I draw, you know, with pencils. Then I use calligraphy brush to polish. Then I scan to computer and I edit the computer. Yeah, that's what I do.
What pencil do you use?
Oh, I use 4B, HP. Like that, yeah, but mechanic pencil. Then use a brush and also micron. I know a lot of kids ask me what kind of pen do I use. I use micron. If you want to know, if you want to learn how to draw comic characters, go to art store and get micron.
I have those already.
Right, so these are characters I just drew. I think you can tell she's really active, fun, you know, like a high school kind of girl's character. Then after this, voice actress, you know, voice actors, they're gonna add, you know, their voice to characters and they're gonna be alive, right?
So oftentimes if I'm working on a cartoon that has the drawing, the storyboard, we would get a chance to look at the picture. So within the storyboard, they would tell us the story of what was going on in this. So if I'm looking at this character now, let's say I'm auditioning for it, I would look at her, I'm thinking she's about, I don't know, she could be 12, she could be 16. Maybe I should say as a background thing, all of you know that you have so many voices within you. Maybe really high, maybe something around here, maybe something down here, maybe something all the way here. You can really work it through your entire octave kind of ditzy. Maybe we'd make her up here. Maybe she'd be airier and kind of talk with wider eyes. She seems a little sassy, so I might kind of put her down in here. A little bit, I don't know. This makes her seem a little bit mean, I think, but I have her kind of nasal, right? Or like, for sure, perhaps she's like here. It all really depends on how much time you have, what your lines are, what the characters that you're playing the scene with. All of those things can inform the choice you make on what voice you choose to use to audition for someone.
But when you, like, let's say, when you know, sometimes when characters eating, yeah, drinking, do you usually do that too?
So, if a character is, like, if she's chewing gum, I have something in my mouth, but I might, like I do, something in there, or oftentimes if I'm throwing something, I have to kind of go through the motion of throwing something, because your body reacts quite differently than those exerts that have to come out.
You're going to be really exhausted.
You are a little, because you're so actively into it. When I do characters that have high voices, I'm usually way up here. But sometimes if I have something that's kind of low, whatever, I kind of got to get down into that. But I have done some things where I had to drink water and talk, because we were underwater. So we made it, now that's kind of far-fetched, but we still got to do that. It was kind of fun, as long as you don't drown in the studio. It's hard to explain. Do you want to try drawing again?
This is the next one. So this time, draw all the ladies. If all the comic characters really cute, attractive, it's not going to be that fun. Some characters have, side characters have to be attractive in other ways. So I'm going to draw maybe kind of grandma type, right? Kind of nice grandma one, right? So in that case, so in the comic characters, if I'm gonna draw my grandma, I'm gonna draw really wide, and a big face for her, and my grandma. My grandma, yeah. It's funny, like when I watch the movie, just reminds me of somebody. Sleepy, cute eyes, almost, dropping, kind of dripping. So I'm gonna go like a cute face. And my mom always, me and my mom always, every time I saw her like this, hey grandma!
Oh no, did she understand it?
And no, she didn't, but she did it.
Yeah.
I asked her, can you, she liked it, it's like. So I'm gonna draw really beautiful, cute, like an E.T. right here. And when you draw grandma eyes, make sure, of course, she's gonna have a nice, wrinkles, so like maybe she's like, what, 70 years old, 70 or something like that, years old. Nice eyes, pretty, still long eyelashes. But since she's not teenagers anymore, you don't want to draw the big eyes. If you're drawing the big eyes, she's going to look like, super young, teens. So I'm drawing, older lady. So her nose is going to have more character. Nice lines, and maybe a little smaller lips. Looks like my grandma. Sort of something like this. And nice glasses.
Solid rim around the glasses.
Now, because if you're drawing a grandma or baby, it's kind of cute if they have a round, kind of marshmallow, the type of lines. So you see, it's really like a sweater, something like that. Then I'm gonna give her hair, maybe a little bit of short.
Or maybe there's a little bit of a, I don't know, shaking, maybe a little more constrained. Maybe the person is really old. They can't really talk. She doesn't seem to be that old. But I find that, I'm sure it's the same for you, that by watching people and by listening to people, I kind of pick up on how they speak, how they hold their bodies, where their sound might be coming from. Someone who's very secure in themselves is very chest forward, speaking front. Their voice is projecting naturally. Someone who's a little more shy kind of talks maybe more from the throat, not so much, not so present. Take a look at a character, basically from what I observe in other people. And is that the same for you, for drawing?
Yeah, because sometimes when I especially practice drawing a long time ago, I just gave myself like a 3 minutes drawing assignment.
Right.
You know, I just sit at the park and I just look at, people just sitting or moving and just start drawing, sketching. Then I just go to the next page and draw. So that's how I got really good at drawing in a body to expression. Because if you're just using only your imagination, it's gonna be really limited. So that's why you always have to research and practice. That's the kind of important for me.
I think a good point there too is to kind of get outside yourself. If you give yourself 3 minutes to draw, you can't think about it too much. You just got to get it out on the paper. Same thing with voices. If you don't think about it too much, you look at this, you make up a voice. Maybe you change it again, but you just get something out. You make a decision. Who is the character? How old are they? What do they do for a living? And you just make up a voice. I think also, if you read audiobooks, a short children's book, there's often many different characters in there. You just make up the voices. See how it comes out. You can always change it. So, just kind of get outside yourself.
Good. Oh yeah, so let's just do that. Maybe I'm gonna draw, since I drew girls and a grandma, what about, should I draw like a little boy?
Sure,
So I like maybe angry face. So if I give a very positive face, so I'm gonna this time opposite facial expression. Maybe this boy, still I'm gonna draw really big face because otherwise it's gonna be hard for everybody to look at. So I'm just gonna draw something like this. And when you look really angry, eyebrows goes almost united. That is really angry. So I think everybody can tell when you're angry, eyebrows goes really close like this, and you gotta draw wrinkles. Okay? Then I'm gonna draw his eye. Since it's a boy, we don't want to give the eyelashes. So comic characters, if you're giving them long eyelashes, it's like women. Yeah. So it's just a boy. So something like this. Nice, strong eyes. But especially if you're drawing a kids, younger kids, boy, still I think his eyes gonna be a little bigger. If you're drawing a teens or adult guys character, bone structure is gonna be strong and thick. So you gotta make sure you're gonna draw all facial lines gonna be, facial features gonna be smaller. But he's a boy, so something like this. He's maybe, I don't know, shouting, something like that. So that's going to be inside his face. Maybe I can just draw a little more strong eyebrows. And then, I just got to feel it. When I draw a face line, I have to just, I can't even think about that much. I just got to feel it. I'm going to draw the face line right here. Maybe spiky hair.
Yeah, spiky.
I think that like comic characters, anime characters, when he has a spiky hair, the more messy, the shorter spiky hair he has, he looks cooler. Yeah. So I'm gonna draw like this spiky hair boy. brushed, reddish. So I gave a little, kind of those brush lines like this. Then it's gonna be a neckline. Maybe he's wearing a hoodie.
It's so enough from keeping hearts.
This, I don't know, maybe he's like, holding his fist or something like that right here. And I think you know that if you are drawing a little bit of comic, kind of comic characters, if you're really angry, your veins kind of sticking out. So maybe, I don't know, something like this. And there, maybe something like this too. Something like that. And in this case, you can have some, side effect line on the side. And I'm using just a one Sharpie color, so it's kind of hard to do it, but
that's great with the background.
Yeah,
to get a sense of action.
Yeah, exactly. So there you go, something like this. I wanted to have some kind of hair color in it.
So, great. So if I were approaching this character, I think also for a boy, the energy is a lot, especially for this, is a lot lower. And I used to play MASH, so obviously I would maybe start with, maybe he's kind of around here, or maybe he's kind of lower, maybe he's older, or maybe he's really tough. It doesn't get such a high voice. Maybe he talks like this all the time. Hey, don't make fun of me. I don't know. We'd have to figure that out. But either way, for the most part, I think you're drawing from the heart. You're speaking from your heart and also from your diaphragm. So the main thing that I would like you to take away from this is to, when you're practicing any kind of voice, the first thing you want to do is take in a breath and then breathe out put your hand right below your belly button. Ha, ha, ha. That's a very supported breath. Normally when I talk in front of crowds, I get a bit nervous. I speak more from my throat and not so much from my diaphragm. A character like this really needs to be grounded. And he's going to talk from here because his voice has got to come all the way out. So that's a choice that you would have to make. And then you can also kind of soften it if you were speaking into a mic, if you were reading to a group of kids. You can change that around. But you want to figure out who the character is and kind of where then their voice would be placed.
So do you I noticed the way when you shout, you kind of pose like this? Do you do that?
Yeah, because also if you're shouting and you're standing kind of here, you're going to fall over. Not that I haven't fallen over before, but it's a little embarrassing here. But yeah, definitely if you've got a fight scene or something like that, you've got to get down and get into it. I played sports for a really long time, and certainly sports, dance, all of those things help you to find out where your center is. Because I think the same goes for drawing, the same goes for being a musician, a dancer, an actor. You've got to come from your center, and really that's where the creativity comes out. For me, I just got to get active with the character.
I kind of get like that too. When I draw, actually I did it because when I drew his face, my face kind of did it right.
Right. And I actually have to act it out too. So when I'm reading things, I really don't like people to see me because it is kind of embarrassing. Because if you're angry and you're like this, nobody really wants to see that. Which is why when I said your back is to everyone and I'm usually in good, right?
But it's going to be good. So see, we connected in that way. Cartoonists, of course, actors, we are artists, so it's really connected.
And I think through the arts, we all connect. And you always have a way to reach out and connect with other people, regardless of what kind of area of the arts you're interested in. Writing, reading, even. And so I think as human beings, that's kind of our goal, is to kind of be as creative as we can in whatever capacity that is. And not to limit ourselves to just one art, I think.
All right.
Should we take some, does everyone have
so you can get the English, alright? Thank you for asking.
Any other questions? Yeah? We may not be able to hear you. So what kind of exercises do I do to repair my voice? I've pretty much done acting my whole life, but I went to college and grad school where I learned the majority of, I guess, my expertise. On a day-to-day basis, the main exercises that I do no matter what are stretching. Stretching your tongue. Your tongue muscle is one of the largest muscles in your whole body. So an exercise which is embarrassing to do in front of many people, you put your tongue right behind the back of your teeth and press the back of your tongue forward. Like this. So, I was just doing it over here before I came on. Then I do all the way up and down through my register just to get things kind of loose. Breathing out, make sure I'm centered. That's what I do if I have 2 minutes. If that helps. But that's the main thing, is to really stretch out so you're not straining. Yeah.
You like it?
I like working at 4 Kids. I am an actor. I love to work. I'll tell you that. I did like working at 4 Kids. I was there, gosh, I worked with that company for 10, 12 years, maybe. And yes, I certainly did enjoy working there. One is quite fortunate when, and I in particular, to be able to work with so many talented people, so many people who care so much about what they do. And I certainly miss working over there right now. What am I doing now? I'm working on a project called Mofi, which is it's French animation. It's a Japanese character, Mofi. An Italian company has put it as a stop action. Everything's made out of cotton. That's coming at some point. I'm still working on Lunch Lab and Chuck Bender, Chuck Something Explosion. A lot of kind of online stuff like that. And soon I'll be updating my website. You can find it at veronicataylor.net. And what are you working on, Misako?
Actually, I'm working on crazy amount of manga projects with a Japanese publisher right now. They told me to finish 40 pages and design the book cover for them in 2 weeks.
Wow.
So right now, I'm not sleeping pretty much. I'm wearing just a pajama. I'm just drawing. Finally, I look good today, but that's what I'm doing. I'm going to start like online comics. I'm excited to get to know.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot. Thanks for coming today.
Coming through.
Yeah. We have like time for another question, I think.
Yeah, I guess we have one more question.
You want to choose?
Yeah, right. So I'm going to take a girl over there.
I've done a lot of cartoons and a lot of stuff that was on Saturday morning, like Pokemon and Ninja Turtles and I don't know, a lot of things. I can't think of it that fast, but some people here will be able to tell you faster than I can. But I like to make animation. There is a girl in the back with red hair who had a question. Do you want to just... How did I, or both of us, how did we get our first jobs?
How did I get? My first job as a cartoonist, I think that's what it meant. I got a job to publish my first book with Disney Publisher. That was my first job as a cartoonist. Pretty much American dream.
Wow,
Okay,
yeah.
true.
Wow. Gosh, I guess my first voice acting job was officially on the Batman Stunt Show at Great Six Flags Great Adventure. I did the voice for the whole show, and also I played the live action Chase Meridian and Spice, and I did the voices that were recorded that we did the show along to. And then after that, I was living in New York, and then I just kind of auditioned for a project that got me to audition to another, and it just went on. I always set out to be an actor, and I luckily have supported myself being an actor all these years. So.
See, that's the thing. I think, even cartoonists or actors, we always have to go to audition
rejection.
Rejection, that's really
And also you have to be good at doing many different things, because oftentimes people want you to do one thing and then they ask you to do 10 other things as well. Not just doing voices, but to be doing live things to your drawing, and you know, oftentimes in comics